Welcome back, City Builders. Kodiak the Kodiak here. In this late video, we're going to be doing a deep dive breakdown into the new Beach Properties Asset Pack official trailer, as well as the new developer diary that came out today announcing the launch of PDX Mods this Monday, as well as the Beach Properties Asset Pack. Now, before we get started, I do want to be fully transparent with you all and let you know that I did receive early access to some of the new things that are coming out from Colossal Order. So there are some things I can talk about and there are some things I cannot. So we're going to be strictly adhering to the developer diaries for right now. And if there is something that I know I can talk about, I will include it in those videos, but those have to remain a secret for now. So before we get started, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and do not forget to turn on that notification bell oh so specifically so you can make sure that you don't miss any of my videos this upcoming week. Now, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, now before we get started, we have a busy week this week. So on Tuesday, which is probably the day most of you will see this video, I'm going to upload this super late on Monday night my time. It might even be Tuesday by the time I upload this video. On Tuesday, we will have a video breaking down the PDX Mods dev diary. On Wednesday, we will do it on the map editor, and on Thursday, we will do it on code modding. So we will have videos each one of those days after the dev diaries come out, so I can make sure to keep you guys up to date with all of those. So without further ado, let's dive into this video, which is detailing the Beach Properties Asset Pack, which is included in the Ultimate Edition of the game if you pre-ordered it or if you were to buy it individually. Now I'm going to pause it already right here. It does say Sunshine State inspired. I'm assuming they mean Florida here. They could also be referring to other places that refer to themselves as the Sunshine State. I know there is, I think Queensland, Australia also refers to themselves as the Sunshine State, but because I believe this stuff is all broken up into North America and Europe, they are most likely referring to Florida, the Sunshine State. And as they flip over here, it says Mediterranean. So I'm thinking they're going North America, Europe, Florida, Mediterranean. Luxury coastal living. That first building looked like a very typical American, like Florida-esque mansion, whereas this building here also looks incredibly well made. I really like these assets. I think they look absolutely spectacular. The vanilla assets in Cities Skylines 2 so far have been very nice. I really like the vanilla assets. I think they look very nice, especially as a step up from Cities Skylines 1. So new residential zone that is going to contain 30 North American buildings. Now, this is a little misleading. Not only misleading, but I think a big issue is the language that they use, because they refer to these as buildings, but then in the dev diary, they refer to them as assets. We'll see this later. But this essentially means there's 30 different buildings, but there's actually only 10 different growables. So much like the DLCs from Cities Skylines 1 that had like asset packs and things like that, there is not really, like, it will start to seem a little repetitive in your city if you just utilize these, right? Because a lot of these are only going to maintain specific zoning sizes. So like if you build something that's 2x3, there might only be 1 or 2 buildings that actually fit that grid. And so it's going to have a lot of repetitiveness if you zone in that specific way. But this is all one zoning type. I don't really know how this is going to be broken down yet. Very interested to see that, how different densities are going to break down. If there is different densities, who knows? The buildings all look super great though, and there's 30 European buildings and 6 signature buildings. Here is that mansion that they showed before. Again, this looks like a very American Florida mansion that exists over there. We also have 4 palm trees as well, coming March 25th.
You're listening to Deluxe Relax. It's the best station on air.
So we will also be getting the Deluxe Relax radio station dropping the same day, March 25th, which is this upcoming Monday, and part of the Waterfront Expansion Pass. As we'll see here as they flip through all the things included in the Waterfront Expansion Pass, it's 18% bundle discount, but it's essentially everything that's included in the Ultimate Edition. So basically everything that's going to be included in that Waterfront Pass, if you wanted to buy it, is essentially the Ultimate Edition. So if you missed out or didn't have the Ultimate Edition, you can just buy the Waterfront Pass. So that's everything that's going to be included in the Beach Properties Asset Pack, as well as the new radio that is dropping on Monday. So now that that's all done, let's dive into the actual written portion of today's video. Okay, so here we are on the Paradox forums, and Beach Properties and Asset Pack and modding Wavelet patch announcements. Right here was the video we just watched. Beach Properties. Bring your city's waterfronts with Beach Properties. Specializing in residential buildings that kiss the water's edge, this asset pack brings the tranquility and beauty of coastal living to your city. Coming March 25th, 2024, Waterfront Zone. The new residential zoning option dedicated to waterfront buildings allows you to redefine your city's coastline. I'm very interested to see what waterfront zoning is, or like how it actually adapts to the water. If this actually fully adapts to the water's edge, this is kind of game-changing in terms of how we actually used to zone, especially in Cities Skylines, like compared to Cities Skylines 1. Like, this is kind of revolutionary if that actually does function the way they're claiming it does. I don't know if we're reading into this too much, but that would be absolutely crazy if it did. Beach Properties. Each theme adds growable residential buildings waiting to populate your new waterfront zone. From luxurious waterfront mansions to charming beachside cottages. Again, these are zonable areas. This is a zonable area that will zone waterfront-esque properties like these that are cycling through here in this GIF. Signature waterfront buildings tailored to fit European or North American architectural themes. These signature buildings are crafted to highlight your city's beachfront. So that big mansion that we saw earlier is one of those signature waterfront buildings. We also have Beach Properties feature 70 new assets, including 10 North American residential buildings with 3 levels, which is the 30 assets that they were referring to before. Again, I think that video is misleading because they did say 30 buildings there, and now they're saying 10 buildings here with 30 assets. So a little discrepancy in terms of language. I wish they kept that more consistent so we kind of understood the language that they give. A really common trend with Colossal Order nowadays is their lack of consistent language sometimes leads to a lot of confusion. So I really wish they would have kept consistency there. But 10 European residential buildings with 3 levels as well, 6 signature buildings, and 4 new trees, which are the 4 palm trees there. Beach Properties is also available as part of the expansion pass Waterfronts, which is included in the Ultimate Edition, which is basically the Ultimate Edition. As our expansion journey has begun a bit later than we set out during the fall, here's our updated roadmap. So here we go. We have instant access, which is what we already got when the game came out for the Ultimate Edition. Here is March 25th. This is today. Or not today, sorry, this is Monday. Beach Properties Asset Pack and the Deluxe Relax Radio Station. Quarter 2 of 2024, so this is before July. We have Modern Architecture and Urban Promenades Content Creator Packs. So those are made by some content creator. I don't think they've announced which content creator made those yet, but some content creator. And Soft Rock Radio, which is obviously another radio station. The radio stations, I'm assuming, are exactly like they were in Cities Skylines 1. You pay money for them and then they added them to the game. Did I buy many of the radio stations for Cities Skylines 1? No. Is it cool that they add them? Sure, why not? And then in quarter 4 of 2024, we will have the Bridges and Ports expansion with Cold Wave Channel. I did see somebody questioning like, oh, well, when is Asset Importer? Has it been moved back? It's not on this updated roadmap. Well, neither is PDX Mods beta on March 25th. So this is just for the DLC content. This has absolutely nothing to do with mods, this updated roadmap specifically. My assumption right now is that quarter 3 is actually when we're going to get the Asset Importer based on the original timeline they gave us, because if we look at the original timeline they gave us, March 25th lines right up with when they were kind of hoping to get us the beta access for PDX Mods, which they're able to do. Now let's actually dive into that. Modding. With mods, short for modifications, you didn't know, you can tailor your gaming experience to your unique preferences. Uploaded by creators all over the world, you can pick between anything to create the city of your dreams. Along with Beach Properties, the first wave of Cities Skylines 2 modding will be available. The beta release of modding will initially support map and code mods. So map and code mods. So the map editor and creator will be available for you to upload maps to, obviously, and create maps using. It's always kind of been available in the back end of dev mode, but now they're going to finally release that to the public in an accessible way, and code mods will also be available. Assets will not be available. With the map editor, you can make maps with the terraforming tools you're used to. Import height maps to create highly accurate depictions of your hometown and upload your creations to PDX Mods. Much like how you could in Cities Skylines 1, it's slightly different from what I'm hearing from people who broke into the map editor in the dev mode. But there has been just some absolutely stunning maps lately coming out, especially onto Thunderstore, which will obviously be slowly beginning to migrate away from. I think now is probably a good time to just give everybody a little bit of a warning and let you guys know that, Thunderstore was the place that we were kind of utilizing as the temporary home for Cities Skylines 2 mods. Some mods may still not be available right away on Paradox mods as we wait for those modders to adapt them to the official coding support and get them onto PDX mods. So you may still be using Thunderstore temporarily if you are looking for specific mods, but I do forewarn everybody that with this update, a lot of things are changing on the back end of the game, and a lot of mods might break. This might also mean some saves might also get a little borked for a little while until those mods are fully updated and put onto PDX mods. It doesn't mean they're permanently broken, but they might have to wait for those mods to get moved over to actually function properly. Because even though they're still on Thunderstore, the update, much like on Cities Skylines 1, might just break the mods. This is one of the many reasons why frequent updates for a game like Cities Skylines that is so heavily relied on mods for is actually really bad for the modding scene because of how much more frequently they would have to then update their mods to make sure that they're stable for whatever build or version it is. But essentially, TLDR, Thunderstore, we're going to slowly move away from. Your mods and saves might completely break as we move over, but, you know, maybe now's a good time to start a new map. Now, obviously, if you were playing vanilla, your saves should be totally fine. They shouldn't break. But if you were playing with mods, just understand that that is always a potential, and make sure you have backups before you move over to the new version. I would be very surprised if any modders were trying to still hold on to Thunderstore and try to only stick with that one. Moving on from that, with the code tools, you can show off your coding skills and create code mods with your heart desires. So these are now going to be accessible to people. Future updates will improve on these tools and come to include support for asset mods. As we talked about before, there will be updates to these tools that we are currently working on, and we will see some updates before the 1.0 release. This is a 1.0 release for Paradox mods because this is actually going to be a beta version of Paradox mods. We will be taking your opinions into consideration when we continue to work on the editor and are looking forward to seeing the feedback that you might have. So they're very interested in hearing what you think about Paradox mods and your honest and earnest feedback about that. If you're curious about the process of modding will look like, you can already check it out on the Cities Skylines 2 wiki here. Now, I know a lot of us were really disappointed in the word of the week last week. It was pretty devoid of information. I think a lot of us were a little disappointed at what was in there, but there was actually a ton of updates to the wiki last week that not a lot of people noticed, and there was a lot of really good information, and they recently added some more stuff to it as well. I did a whole video on everything that they added to it last week on Monday with the developer diary. So if you guys are interested in taking a look at that, I'll put that up in the notations or down in the description down below where you guys can get maybe a breakdown of some of the things that they've already updated in the wiki. This also means that Paradox mods will also open for you to upload your own creations and download the creations of your favorite map and code mod creators. We're excited to see it fill up. So now, if you have a mod waiting, or if you made something and uploaded it to Thunderstore, you can now upload it to Paradox mods starting Monday. Or if you have early access, obviously you can already do that. But if you make your own map, you can also upload that to Paradox mods, which is super sick. So if you made a map, or let's say you wanted to start making maps starting Monday, you can start doing that. The tools will be ready and available for you to do that. On top of that, they also now have updates and fixes. Along with the beach properties, there will also be a substantial amount of performance updates and general fixes and improvements. We hope to see much improvements to performance, especially on lower end spec computers. The full patch notes will be posted along with the release of Beach Properties on the 25th. So when Beach Properties and the update comes out, you will see all the patch notes there. This week, we will also release 3 developer diaries on the topic of modding. So on the 19th of March, Dev Diary number 1, Paradox Mods and Cities Skylines 2, which is tomorrow, maybe today when I upload this. I don't actually know when I'm going to upload this video, I'm going to be honest with you guys, will be the Dev Diary for Paradox Mods and Cities Skylines 2. Obviously, we will have a video on that here. The 20th, which is the next day, which is Wednesday, we will have a developer diary on the map editor. Again, we'll have another video over here talking about that. And on the 21st of March, developer diary number 3 of code modding, which we'll also have a video on over here. I don't know how much of that information will really be relevant to the majority of users, but we'll have a video over here. Maybe they'll talk more about Paradox mods or some other information, or maybe some breakdowns of some mods that are currently available on PDX mods for the beta users, such as myself. So beach properties, map editor, code mod, tools, and Paradox mods are washing up on your shore on March 25th, 2024. They also gave us this cool beach properties wallpaper, which you can use. I've been using it in the background of my thumbnails for the videos related to all of this new content that is coming out. If you guys want to let me know that you made it to the end of the video, let me know what mod that hasn't come out yet that you're the most excited for. I am definitely excited for Move It and maybe some Traffic Manager Presence Edition, but let me know what mod you guys are excited for down in the comments. Anyways, I'll let you guys get on with your day. If I have that new video up already, I will immediately be pinning it down in the comments down below, and it will be breaking down PDX Mods and the Dev Diary, so we can keep the content train rolling. I'll let you guys get on with your day. I've been Kodiak the Kodiak, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.